A few of you have asked me which one of these should I buy, the Ikea Sonos Bookshelf Speaker or the Ikea Sonos Speaker Lamp. Well, today, hopefully I'm going to help you decide. Welcome back to another episode of Stu's Reviews. Before we dive into anything, if you haven't seen my review of either of these devices, I will leave a link in the description below so you can check those out. But what I'll do now is just run you through some basic information about what these actually are. These two speakers are a collaboration between Sonos and Ikea. This particular one is a bookshelf speaker designed to be either placed on a shelf or alternatively mounted directly to the wall so it can actually be a shelf itself. This is the speaker lamp. Again, having two functions in one saves space and also makes it look completely different to anything I've ever seen before. Both have very sparse features, having only 3 buttons on the devices: play, pause, volume up and volume down. They both come in white or black and have a material wrap around the speaker section. So let's dive in and find out which one is the better of the two. The things that are the same between these two speakers are that they are both a bit of an unusual multifunctional device. First of all, you have this particular device, which is a bookshelf as well as a speaker, and you can get mounting brackets to put it on your wall and a little kind of rubbery floppy thing to flop over the top so you can stand your books on. Bear in mind, this is not for drinks. Even though Ikea do show this as a bedside table, which quite often you'll put your drink on, they do recommend not doing that. And I know why, because I've tested that out. I found that actually the vibrations from the speaker did move the glass, although albeit that was without the rubber thing on top. And the reason I tested it without the rubber thing on top was because the Ikea told me that it came with a rubber thing. But it doesn't. That rubber thing only comes with the wall mount, so you might want to bear that in mind if you do choose to buy this one. Now, this one is also a multifunctional device. It's a lamp, and it's quite obvious that it is a lamp. In a sense, that's its form. It's a lamp and a speaker, which is unusual, but it is quite functional. It is a bit of a space saver because most people in their living room will probably have some form of speaker and some form of lamp. Well, this just combines the two, and I quite like that, in all fairness. Now, the actual specs of these speakers are very hard to find online. No, they're impossible to find online. At the time of this review, I don't actually know what is going on inside of these speakers. Now, yes, I could tear them apart, but I'm not stupid. I'm not going to rip apart £250 worth of speakers. I'll leave that to another YouTuber who has more money and less sense. But what I will say is that being the fact that they are multifunctional devices does affect the type of sound that they deliver. I mean, this one comes out of the device pretty much in all angles. This one is just in one direction. So you are going to get almost a louder sounding experience from this speaker. But I also think there's a bit of a sound difference as well. Now, we're talking straight out of the box here. My initial impressions on both were that this has a very, very full and rich sound across the entire spectrum. I love the sound of this. That's not to say that this one's bad. I still love the sound of this. But for my own taste, I found the lows and the bass far too overpowering. Let's have a quick listen. Right, I'm going to play to this one first. Still got a good punch overall. Okay, let's move it to this one. You can hear that bass is a lot more powerful on this device. Let's switch it back over. This one just has an overall richer sound, and it's a lot more detailed as well. We'll go back over now. again, I hope you can hear the difference in that sound. Back to this one. And let's stop it there. I really hope you could actually hear the sound difference between the two. Now, bear in mind, this is just straight out the box with no tuning on any EQ, which you can change in the Sonos app. The real question you're probably wondering is which one do I personally like the most? And I think you can probably tell. I much prefer this one. Not because it looks better, although I think it does a little bit, and not because of the function of the lamp, which I do like. It is mostly for the sound, and for the extra 50 quid that you pay for this, because this one's £99, that one's 150, I generally think the extra money is worth it, because it does sound a lot better in my own opinion. But the thing you need to remember is everyone's taste in sound is very different. I'm sure a lot of you out there much prefer this because of the deeper bass, but again, it's just not my personal taste. One thing I will say is that IKEA have an awesome little setup inside their stores where you can walk into a booth and listen to both of these side by side to compare. And because everyone has different tastes in sound, I would advise you to do that. Hopefully listening to them on Stu's Reviews today has helped you though sort of decide which one you're going for, but if it was up to me, I'd say pick this one. Before I go, a massive shout out to all my current patrons. You guys are incredible. And if you liked today's video, don't forget to hit that subscribe, and I'll see you back for another episode of Stu's Reviews soon. Before you go, consider supporting me on my Patreon page by clicking here. It'll give you some great discounts on stuff I've reviewed and helps me to continue doing reviews. If you want to see some fun stuff, click here to see the highlights of Stu's Reviews. And, as a friendly reminder, click this button to subscribe.